What's up, Primal Gang? Gonna watch an ex-vegan who responds to Happy Healthy Vegan. Let's get into it.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I had a nice war of words with Ryan from Happy Healthy Vegan today in his comments section, and I wanted to share the exchange with you all as it highlights one of the most prominent and overly used excuses that vegans use to slander and shame ex-vegans. Before we go any further, I want to remind you to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, or do so before the end of the video if you are pleased with the content and would like to see more. Now, the place where this comment war went down was on his latest video titled "Another Raw Vegan is no longer vegan and is now debunking veganism." He's referring to Dan Glass, aka Sunfruit Dan. And of course, Ryan is emotional and he's going to try and debunk Sunfruit Dan, who's an easy target, to be honest with you, because Dan does have a history of quite extreme dietary protocols as well as detoxing beliefs. But nonetheless, we're going to dive a little bit deeper, and I'm going to get right into the exchange that I had personally with Ryan. So it started off with me saying, "Hey Ryan, you dishonest human being, please answer the question. Tim Sheaf drank his urine because A, he felt terrible on his vegan diet and was seeking relief, or B, he decided it would be a fun experiment to drink his urine and his health declined afterward. You know the correct answer. Stop reporting otherwise and misinforming your large viewer base. Thank you."
Yeah, it's really interesting to watch someone who's actually a native English speaker and how professional he writes a comment, man. Like, this is not how I would write it. I would be like completely so-called disrespectful or whatever. I would call him I would call him like a yellow drink, like a yellow water drinker or something like that. Or I would come up with some crazy names and I would just call him that name. Like, not like crazy, but yeah, they definitely would not enjoy it when I'm calling them those names. Yeah, let's see what he has to say.
So the reason I wrote this to Ryan initially was because at some point in the video, he does acknowledge that Tim and some of these guys do pretty extreme things while trying to achieve a higher level of health on their diet. And it's well known. I interviewed Tim and talked to him many times. He did not do urine therapy because it was something that he just decided that would be a good idea one day. He was struggling very deeply on his diet. I met Tim in Hawaii. He had fungus growing out of his toenails, and he had many other hosts of things that were wrong with him. Now, on the surface, a vegan will look to Tim and think that he's some sort of aesthetic, athletic god. You know, he's on Ninja Warrior, he's winning these competitions, but internally, Tim wasn't feeling so good. And this is what the vegans don't understand. There's more than meets the eye. It goes beyond the surface level. Let's continue on in the conversation. Ryan does eventually respond to me, and he...
Yeah, the thing is that many of these vegans think that just because they can perform well in like a sport for few days or momentarily, they think that that diet is healthy or whatever. Some of that it is also they perform better because they are somewhat brainwashed into it and they believe that that's good for them and they have nothing else to look forward, so they just do these trainings and exercises just like Durian Rider. And what else I wanted to say? It can, being on a vegan diet, it can also like somewhat spike up your adrenaline and get you like more stressed, and that can be somewhat beneficial like in sports performance, because if you're like stressed or whatever, you're like more alert, like you're more alert that you want to go hunt some meat or whatever, and because of that you're like kind of like on caffeine or something.
He says, fasting, eating only fruit, etc. are not the vegan diet that any health organization or medical doctors recommend. So to blame a vegan diet for such health issues is incorrect and disingenuous. Plus, find me a doctor who will say that drinking urine for 2 years comes with no negative health effects. You know this. Yet you still falsely assert how horrible vegan diets are, still waiting for my health and athleticism to fall apart 9 years in and at the advanced age of 52.
Yeah, this guy thinks because he thinks because he can play some basketball, literally a sport that kids play or whatever. Like, I used to play that a lot, and I enjoyed it. And the things because he plays some basketball here and now then, just because of that, he thinks that veganism is wow, it's so healthy. But clearly his looks are declining a lot.
So I'd like to make a personal note here. I do not support any of these extreme forms of the diet or detoxing methods. I don't personally subscribe to urine therapy, but then again, I don't think it's going to be super harmful either. I'm not going to really take a hard stance on that either way. But the main point here is to understand that people like Tim who go into something extreme like this, they're not doing so because they feel amazing. They're doing so because they want to achieve another level of health because they're not getting it on their current version of the vegan diet. You would expect that if the vegan diet was our natural state, was our natural diet, that it should be fairly easy to get our nutritional needs met and feel good and have energy. It shouldn't be something that we need to study day and night in order to achieve basic results. Yet people like Ryan, who seem to be achieving good results on his own, don't understand that other people might not have that experience.
Just what he achieves like so-called great results on like a hobby, okay? Because basketball is like a hobby for him. He would not do like basketball like on professional level on vegan diet, okay? For him it is just a hobby, something that he does in his free time. And a competition like Ninja Warrior or something, he could never do that, okay? Because yeah, he kind of destroyed his body. I'm not saying that that is something that he should look forward to, but he kind of destroyed his body and he's already not as young, okay? But yeah, he keeps saying that yeah, vegan diet is definitely 100% healthy.
So I then come in with a response to his last comment, and I said, Ryan, even if you have managed to last this long with good results, in quotation marks, of course, because vegans always think that their results are good, even though for some reason they don't own a mirror, they don't compare themselves to anybody else at their age, they don't actually compare themselves to how their performance was as a meat eater. Carrying on, it does not mean that others can. It does not matter what the literature says. The results of thousands or even millions of people who have attempted the 100% plant-based diet show otherwise. Why is this so hard to accept? When are you going to be honest and say, okay, not everyone can sustain themselves on a vegan diet and the number is actually larger than I thought? Just admit that because it is the truth. Like I said before, I'll be generous and say 50% of the population can sustain a lifetime on a vegan diet. What percentage are you willing to give me that they cannot? Now, of course, this struck a chord with Ryan, and unfortunately, he deleted the comment that he responded to, but I'll paraphrase it. It was something like, Drew, you are...
Yeah, before he responds, I wanted to say that, yeah, he makes good points, that Ryan from Happy Healthy Vegan should just admit that maybe let's say it works for him, and for him is fine. But let's say if somebody really suffers and you still want to push it, no, it's good for you. Yeah, just don't perform as good in Ninja Warrior or whatever. Just stay vegan and yeah, get the vegan message out there for no reason. Like instead, he should just admit that. Yeah, maybe try eating some meat or whatever. Yeah, but that's not gonna happen because he's surrounded by a bunch of vegans and his fans are vegans and everybody would just turn on him or whatever. I don't know what he's afraid of. I think it's just brainwashed and he has no intentions to ever eat meat again.
Are a liar. You and all your ex-vegan friends experimented with extreme forms of the diet, including water fasting, fruit only, and urine therapy. End quote. And because of my response to that, I guess he deleted the comment and...
Okay, so basically Ryan accused them that they did a bad version of the vegan diet, okay? And Ryan himself from Happy Healthy Vegan, he does the good version of the vegan diet, and yeah, we should listen to him because he knows the best, guys. Because if Ryan from Happy Healthy Vegan in his hobby, in his free time, can play basketball like really well, that means we should all just follow his advice, okay? Because yeah, he just can't admit, and he's going to accuse the others, the ex-vegans who gave up on veganism.
And unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to screenshot it. I find that kind of weasel-like and unfortunate because I'm in his channel, I'm in his lair. He has the upper hand there. There's people commenting to me. Of course, I'm exposing myself to all kinds of criticism by being there, and I'm trying my best to be as polite as possible. But in any case, I think the reason he deleted that was actually my response was just too much for him to handle. And what I said was, so you are telling me that a vegan diet is powerful enough to cure the nation's #1 killer and undo all previous damage done on an animal product diet, but it's not powerful enough to reverse the damage I inquired years prior as a vegan? Wow, that is monumentally stupid. Now, let me slow down here. I want to explain this comment to you guys. What did I mean by this? Well, basically what these vegans are saying is that if you go raw vegan for 30 days, or if you do a juice fast for 2 weeks, or if you do a water fast for a week, that this is going to somehow permanently damage and impair your system to the point where even a well-balanced vegan diet cannot go and undo that damage. It doesn't make any sense. You know, they tell you that if you're 40, 50 years old and you're suffering from heart disease, that you can jump on a vegan diet and it's going to cure you magically in short order. It's going to make you feel amazing. It's going to make you have energy. You're going to perform your best. But yet, if you do a water fast for a week, or if you do a juice fast, that somehow that's going to be the thing that doesn't allow the vegan diet to work correctly. It doesn't make any sense. So I continue on. I say, by the way, I never calorie restricted. Even on a juice fast, I still ate 1,800 plus calories a day. You are so arrogant. You think that 2 months experimentation out of a 4.5-year time span as a vegan is enough to give deficiencies and make me quit? Ryan, please. Now,
Well, that's kind of no matter if you did like a fast for like a week or something, or a juice fast for a week, that definitely is not going to do as much damage, or is not gonna have as much effect as your entire lifetime what you did compared to just that 1 week. Okay, you can't do much damage, but yet Ryan or whoever already claims that, oh, it was because of that, and it either was because of the meat you ate, or it was because you went on fruit only diet or juice fasting or whatever, and he never calorie restricted. Out of 4 of to give me deficiency and make me quit. Yeah, it is arrogant of him to think that out of those 2 months of experimentation, yeah, made him quit the vegan diet. Yeah, let's see what he has to say.
I want to continue on here and elaborate further. I'm going to plug a bunch of pictures in of exactly what I ate, because a lot of these vegans, you know, they've seen my videos. They still question what I ate. They still question the information that I give in my video a while back, where I actually show Chronometer exactly what I ate, my high omega-3.
Okay, so it was oranges and then this right here. I guess it's called this glass noodles or rice noodles. Yeah, I'm not sure what's the difference. I guess this is like rice noodles. Whatever, it's just green starch. And some type of greens. Yeah, I guess it's like onion or whatever. Yeah, definitely I see some onion, like the green part. Whatever, spring onion or whatever. Yeah, and carrots and mushrooms. I used to make actually this dish sometimes. And I don't know. Back in the days it kind of tasted delicious because it was like full of flavor, just like meat, just like you would eat some raw heart or something. It's not like it's the same, but it kind of resembles that, because you know, muscle meat doesn't taste as strong compared to when you're eating heart. Okay, so I guess that's why vegans kind of like this type of things, and it's also warm and it's salty and full of flavor, because it kind of remembers us of eating heart or something.
I've got most of my vitamins met, certainly more than most vegans, yet they're still...
Now what's this? It's beans and it looks like a mess. Broccoli and I guess potato and I see some grain in the bottom.
Calling me out. They're saying, hey, you did raw till 4 for 2 years. That's what actually ruined your system. That ruined your digestion. No.
He did raw till 4 for 2 years. How can someone last so much? I did it for just few months, and I lost around 4-5 kilograms. And yeah, I had enough because I realized this is crazy. And actually, when I was doing raw till 4, I was thinking, so you're not gonna eat eggs ever again? I was keep thinking about eggs, and I came to the conclusion that I'm just gonna buy some eggs because I was watching Gotis back then already, and you know, just listening to the fact that vegans are getting criticized for not eating animal fat, and you know what he says, I kind of got like brainwashed back into like, oh, I'm gonna buy some eggs. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I don't care about the animals, fuck animals. And I went to buy some eggs, and I thought I can still stay low fat because yeah, eggs are not like super high in fat. And I said that I'm just gonna have 1 per day, 2 per day, or whatever. And yeah, that's still going to be fine. But having that, it just led me to next thing. It led me to having meat and all of that, introducing back. And I was still eating some rice, but rice somehow it still became less and less pleasant to eat. And yeah, just switched to meat. And because of Gotis, I already knew that I'm gonna go primal, but I didn't know how to do it. I couldn't just jump straight into like eating raw meat. Okay, I kind of had to ease into it. I start cooked, and I already knew that I'm gonna do it one day. But yeah, what was the other food? It was broccoli and some type of root. What's this name, man? It's sprouts, some type of bean sprouts, I guess. I don't remember what type of sprouts is this. Whatever, it's like a root, but some comes from a seed and they take it off. This is some type of salad or something. Yeah, looks really unappetizing.
That's what actually ruined your system. That ruined your digestion. No, 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 no. Thank God.
A sweet potato. Oh yeah, because vegans now blame it on those 2 years of raw till 4. I don't know. 2 years is a lot. I would say 2 years do plenty of damage. But if you ate a lot of animal fat before, definitely not as much. But doing it for 2 years is a lot, man. And yeah, they are going to blame that because what he did not eat seed oils and extra avocados, and yeah, that is going to save him or whatever. No, that's just crazy.
God, I have all this stuff documented, and I actually have videos going back to my first year as a vegan where I specifically talk about my diet.
What was again? Because I wanted to hear it, but yeah, it's basically baked potato and cucumber and broccoli and avocado. Sometimes I used to have this, and look, it's some type of red sauce which says organic. I guess it's some type of ketchup or whatever. And so many sauces. I remember having this many sauces, like 3 type of sauces, even more sometimes. I remember being obsessed with sweet chili sauce.
Going back to my first year as a vegan where I specifically talk about my digestion still not being perfect. So luckily I am time stamped in the fabric of the universe.
This is some type of grain sludge with bananas and what's that? Cinnamon. And I guess it has sugar inside. Oh, that grain sludge looks so disgusting, and this powder too. It looks like rust.
Already being on record without a doubt showing that I still was experiencing some issues, at least back then. So
let's see what he has here. It's almonds. Yeah, bananas, avocados, some onions, these bell peppers. No, it's not bell peppers, it's persimmons, okay? And some type of seeds here in background. Pasta. I guess, yeah, this is jasmine rice, bananas, quinoa, and the printer. Okay. And is it? Yeah, it's some type of jackfruit can here in the background.
moving forward, I start to experience some criticism, of course, from people in his comments. They're asking me very specific questions. They're asking me if I saw a vegan doctor, a vegan nutritionist,
And this is quinoa and that type of sprouts or whatever. Yeah, so he's talking if he saw some type of vegan doctor.
specific questions. They're asking me if I saw a vegan doctor, a vegan nutritionist, if I took vegan blood tests, if I took, there's always these excuses. And a lot of people actually have gone through and done those tests and still receive no benefit. Now, me personally,
That's crazy. Like, you have to go to a doctor in order to, but you already don't feel well on the diet and you have to go to the doctor, then maybe you should try some meat. And yeah, that's exactly what I did. I never went to the doctor because I'm vegan and yeah, I don't feel well or something. I remember I went for something else, for some type of injury that I had. It was nothing related to diet. And I got asked questions that did I lose weight, and because I was on raw before, I was like, yeah, I lost some weight. But it's normal because I wanted to lose back then because I was like 10 kilos extra. But it wasn't like super obese, but on being slim, being like 10 kilos extra, you can kind of feel it, and I wanted to lose it. And they told me I'm deficient in B12, and I took some B12 supplements, and magically it worked. Like, what in the world? And yeah, that was surprising, but I would have never gone to the doctor. Like, if I was feeling really, really horrible, then yeah, I would probably think that but if you feel horrible from the vegan diet, you just start craving like animal fats like crazy, okay? And I definitely did not want to do seed oils, and that's how it led me back to having eggs. What's this? Pasta with some type of red sauce.
I did not. I did, however,
And bread. What? Who has this? It's already green sludge here. Having bread next to pasta. Yeah, let's just hear what he has to say.
done those tests and still received no benefit. Now, me personally, I did not. I did, however, study what the vegan doctors were talking about. I did study like things that Goji Man said, the nutritionists, the people that vegans are relying on that seem to tout them as these amazing gospel sayers. However,
Yeah, Goji Man, the guy that has eczema or whatever. Like, I don't know how if I pronounce it. Eczema or whatever. The guy that got is called out that has eczema on his face, and that means that he has like an inflamed gut and he shouldn't give health advice in the first place. And yeah, that guy is like a vegan expert on nutrition. Yeah, that's just insane.
all of their recommendations are simply elimination diets, which I had already tried over the course of my 4.5-year vegan journey. And the thing is that none of those worked. I basically was running out of things to eat by the end. And I was eating beans and rice, and I was eating tons of cooked food. Ryan seems to think that for some reason I only ate fruit. And hopefully you guys can actually get a visual picture, because I know some of you vegans, you have learning disorders, and I'm going to show you exactly what I ate. You've seen it on Chronometer. Now you're going to see it in pictures. And another thing I just want to throw in there is there's this massive shaming that's going on against ex-vegans from the vegan community. It's really pitiful. You guys don't see the DMs that I get on an almost daily basis now. Young women, 18 years old, 20 years old. I'm getting DMs from people in their 40s or 50s who, of course, some are fruitarian, some ate a well-balanced vegan diet, some followed Freely's advice, some followed Goji Man's advice. It doesn't matter. People are different, and they're going to fall apart on the diet, and it's very arrogant to think that one way is going to fit everybody. Unfortunately, because there's some large organizations now supporting the notion that a vegan diet is suitable for all stages of life.
Look at this, man. Yeah, I'm gonna add to what he said also, but look at this. I always remember that I did not combine beans with white rice, because it always gave like a strange color, and yeah, that was weird. I had to cook the beans separately from the white rice, so the rice remains nice and white, and this cook it separately, and I kind of avoided buying these because yeah, it didn't taste that good, and then added them separately so it doesn't color them, because they are like this. It just looked super disgusting, okay? yeah, what I wanted to say. So he was receiving bunch of messages from vegans that they were like toxic towards him because he's an ex-vegan or whatever, and they were messaging him that I guess things like that like he could be healthy as a vegan, or they were just mean towards him because why he went vegan. Today I received an email from someone that I should take down the video that I made on his sibling because she doesn't want to see a video of one of his one of her family members, like a video that I made, okay? And instead of sending an email to Durian Rider that he should stop promoting this horrible sugar diet, she sends me an email, and she asked me really nicely, and I did remove the video because it was just a video about one person. I got like 50 views on it, and I never made a video about him ever again. And it was like a Durian Rider fan. It was a Durian Rider fanboy, okay? Probably you guys saw the video, I don't know. But yeah, it's just crazy that I am getting messaged. And on top of that, she said that it's the family's responsibility to take care of him, okay? And I should not tell him what to do. Well, I told her nicely that look, here are some videos, and yeah, just see who Durian Rider is and what he promotes. I bet 100% that she is not a vegan. I'm pretty sure that she eats meat, but yeah, it's just that she's brother got brainwashed into Durian Rider's protocols.
Life. Note, by the way, it doesn't say optimal for all stages of life. I wonder why they chose that word suitable and not optimal, but we can get to that in a later video. They're thinking because it's suitable for all stages of life that somehow justifies it for absolutely every single person. That's not what that means. People have food allergies. There's all kinds of genetic differences in people, and maybe Ryan genuinely does feel good. Maybe he is actually performing at his best. I'm willing to give him that. I'm willing to give a vegan the benefit of the doubt. And this is something that the vegans will not give in return to anybody who's left the vegan diet. You know, it's simply, you're a liar or you did it wrong. It's really, really unfortunate. And again, they will not give out a number of how many people on this planet cannot do a vegan diet. They just won't do it. They won't even say 0.1%. They certainly won't say 1%, and they certainly won't get anywhere near the truth, which is probably more like 95% of the people on the planet cannot survive a lifetime on the vegan diet. And the reason why they will not do this is because as soon as they admit that even one person on this planet can't do it, then that exposes them to a whole host of criticisms. It basically blows open the argument to their entire ideology, and they have to keep this thing under wraps. And so this is why they resort to the character assassination, the lie, calling people liars. It's really pathetic, especially from a 52-year-old man, and especially a guy who deletes his comments.
Yeah, it's like they're always like totally against eating meat. It's very few vegans actually who like I don't know, they are like open to this idea that yes, some people eat meat and they are being respectful about it, and yeah, they don't become like toxic towards you. They just I think they are just envy. Yeah, that's what's going on. They're envy because we can eat meat again, and yeah, they are still locked into this veganism mindset or whatever lifestyle.
So anyways, I hope that you guys sort of get a kick out of this video, and it was impromptu. I didn't expect to make another video today, but I feel like it had to be done because Ryan from Happy Healthy Vegan is definitely a large channel, and he has a lot of influence. And of course, when you go in there and you go to the comment section, it's just a lot of people blowing smoke up each other's butts, and they're all supporting each other, and that's great. I love a supportive community, but guys, they are not actually looking at the people who are leaving the diet. It's almost like you're just thrown to the gutter. You're thrown in the trash as soon as you leave. You could go Fruit Luck with Ryan. You could eat with him 7 days out of the week for 6 months. And as soon as you decide that it's not working for you, he'll still turn around and tell you that you did it wrong. It is actually amazing how these vegans operate. Not compassionate, not loving in my opinion, and it's really unfortunate. So again, like the video if you guys want to see more content, subscribe now, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
And
I myself, I'm gonna watch this, what it says, what's in the rest of the video. Even myself, when it came to, what was the name of the guy? Sugar King. The real Sugar King, or what was, even myself, he was like having gut issues, and he was eating watermelon and nice watery fruits, and he said that some sugar and whatever, and yeah, that's all. It's easy to digest. It's a lot more easier to digest than some rice or broccoli or whatever, like something that's full of fiber, because at least it has some fiber, but still it goes through the gut easier and sugar gets absorbed easier. So yeah, that's going to be so-called good for the digestion, because it's easy to digest, and yeah, that's everything. And but just because of that, guess what, raw meat is also easy to digest. Yeah, let's watch the rest of the video. So yeah, I myself, I also was so-called positive. I wasn't like, oh, you're a vegan and you're doing it wrong or whatever, and you should have raw meat. No, I said nicely that guess what, raw meat also digests easily. Some raw eggs.
here comes a real steak. I mean, not real, it's still vegan, but just look at the texture of this thing. Wow. Just check this thing out. It's so huge. It looks exactly like steak. It doesn't make any, feels like I'm...
This is John Venus, and he was making like 20,000 or something, $20,000 per month from vegans by selling his bodybuilding programs. And then he changed his diet. He went back to eating meat, and vegans were so mad at him, man.
I'm cutting like a super tender piece of dead friends, but
Yeah, that did look like a real piece of meat. But yeah, now that it told us that, why do they even make such a big steaks, man, for vegans? Usually I remember it being like a circle or something. That must be something fancy or whatever.
it's so weird. This doesn't feel right.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Wow. Feels like I'm having real meat. Do you like it?
I don't believe that.
As like I said, I feel like I'm getting a bad conscience.
Crazy.
No, that did not look real.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel.
Wow. Feels like I'm having real meat. Do you like it?
When he was pulling it, look at that. It's like, what's the name? Jackfruit or whatever. It's like fruity in the inside. Okay. Whatever. Yeah. I'm gonna end the video here, but not the live stream. Thanks for watching.